Hello everyone, my name is Vincent and I'm here to talk you through our upcoming and new workshop about procedural modeling in Houdini, and which I will be teaching. So first of all, we chose this topic at ANOMALIA because there is an increasing need in the digital content creation industry for people who can create tools that can help create 3D models. There is already a lot of examples about this. You can look it up online. Procedural modeling and Houdini comes up a lot. And as the games grow bigger and more complex, we need ways, or I should say smart ways, to populate the environments with lots and lots of visual content. So I really believe that there is an opportunity for you there to grow as an artist by learning the right tools. If you want to be inspired, have a look at Houdini's games reels. Many studios showcased there have implemented Houdini in their pipeline. Also, side effects have in-house projects and their processes broken down in insightful videos on their YouTube channel. So, who is this course for exactly? If you are an artist working in a studio, either as a modeler, environment artist, technical artist, level artist, then this is definitely for you. If you already know about another 3D package or node-based systems, or if you studied computer graphics at school and you are keen to learn about new cutting-edge techniques, you are welcome too. There is work waiting for you in the future. A lot of you are coming from the games industry, but we also have interest from people from film, motion design, and even industrial design, as having a strong understanding of geometry has obvious benefits in many disciplines. You might be wondering if this is going to be too technical for you. In this case, I wouldn't worry too much. At the end of the day, we create visuals and we really need good artists to make things look great. It is true that the process of creating procedural assets can get technical and even mind-racking sometimes, but it's a lot of fun, and a lot of complex problems out there can be broken down with a series of small creative solutions. So we need good artists, and as a teacher I also make sure that I adapt to any creative profile. Houdini is a tool that really empowers artists, in my opinion, so I'm really eager to show you that tool and everything I know about it. Now, if you already have experience with Houdini, that's awesome, and I will make sure you can achieve your goals. And if you stay with me, later in this video, I'll talk a little bit about some of the techniques that I use in my workshop, and you can relate. If after all this you're still unsure whether this is for you or not, you can drop us an email and we will discuss this with you. A little bit about our schedule now. This is a 2-week course. I expect that in the first days, or probably the first 2 days, we'll need to have everybody on the same page regarding the software interface, navigation, selecting components, general workflow, and project management. So once this is out of the way, we can start working on small objects. So the mornings will be lectures, and in the afternoon you'll be able to apply everything you've learned so far on small practical examples. I will provide challenges, but you are welcome to work on your own ideas too. In the second week, I will start introducing more advanced techniques, and you will be encouraged to work on your own project. So, which is why I ask you to think prior to the course about 1, 2, or 3 different ideas with different difficulty levels, so you have some kind of objective, and you can work on your own portfolio pieces. So before the course begins, we will have an online session where I get to know you and we can discuss your goals. So I brought with me a simple object as an example of something we should be able to achieve in I think the first days of working with Houdini. This small object has obvious repetitions and patterns, which can be described as a set of rules. And once we have figured out those rules, we can recreate this object in 3D in the software. And once we have that, we can turn this creation into a digital asset and make as many variations as we like. So this is going to be a series of modeling operation which you need to master in order to create bigger projects. And I'll give you a few examples. You could think about pipes, electrical wires, plants, vehicles, weapons, staircases, railing, the usual bridges. So all these things, when you put them together, you get into more complex creation and structures, like buildings, cities, forests. So I talk about forest, which leads me to landscapes a little bit. Even though this isn't the focus of this course, I will introduce height fields in Houdini for environment artists, which will allow you to create stuff like hills, mountains, cliffs, and canyons, just at least to have something to build on. We will also create digital assets that we will bring into Unreal. Even though the software we use is Houdini, it's a lot of fun to bring our creations in Unreal and see how we can modify them live into the engine. So I expect to have a good introduction about that. Also, if you'd like to add life to your creations, I do not cover texturing, but you are very encouraged to bring your objects into Substance or use Photoshop to add textures. And we will make sure we take good care of UVs also for everything we create. So a few examples of the tools and techniques that we use in the class. First of all, we need to start with basic modeling operations, like extrusions and bevels, and we chain these operations together. We can use expression to make them adaptable. Whenever we make changes, they work together. So once we understand all that, we can go into attributes. Attributes is just some information that we attach to the geometry, and that follows along as we modify and update our surfaces and geometry. So attributes are very intrinsic to Houdini and very important concept, such as groups and procedural selections too. We use curves. We use curves a lot. A lot of tools out there just start with a curve, a simple curve or a line, and they can also be procedurally generated in Houdini and even raycast on surfaces. We will use point clouds on which we can attach attributes, data, and on which we can also copy objects. So obviously point clouds are going to be very useful for copying and instancing, which is pretty much Houdini's bread and butter. So expect to talk about and work with instancing a lot. We will use VDBs. If you know about volume modeling, they are very useful for creating intricate surfaces and also blend surfaces together. They can be used to create pretty crazy abstract surfaces. So expect also to learn about some wicked techniques for that. I'm probably missing a lot. For each loops, LODs, fracturing, damaging, and wearing objects, and as I mentioned earlier, procedural UVs, making sure UVs are properly generated on everything we create. Scripting, yes. So even though this isn't a programming course, Scripting in Houdini is very useful throughout Vex. So Vex does give access to the geometry in a way that sometimes Node can't. But don't worry too much about it. I always start with showing very simple Vex examples. I will show you that sometimes using a few lines of code is easier than using nodes. Also, know that there is an environment in Houdini called VOPS, which allows you to program using nodes, so visual programming. And sometimes that is a good entry point for artists into programming. One word now about your teacher, myself, Vincent Fortin. I graduated from NAT school in Montreal in 1999, so that's more than 20 years of professional experience in computer graphics, in films and games. And I also teach in college, university, and also in studios. I've been using Houdini for 15 years and I keep learning new things every day, which I love to share with my students. Also, one thing worth mentioning is we do have multiple courses happening at ANOMALIA, and one of which is taught by Chris Chapman. It's VFX in Unreal Engine, and maybe we can expect some collaboration between groups. Did I mention this is all happening in beautiful Czechia? It is a 2 weeks residency program. So we'll have plenty of time to discuss about our industry and learn from each other. I personally can't wait. I hope to see you there. Until then, if you have any questions, please visit our website and drop us an email and we can answer them.